Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness is one movie that would have been pretty tricky to pull off without the use of VFX. Actually probably impossible. Aside from all the background imagery being literally out of this world, and being able to walk through environments where gravity doesn't care. That's weird. The light hits him before it hits her. Surely if she's in front of him, it should hit her before it hits him. Is that a mistake? Well, anyway, aside from all the otherworldly gravity-defying scenery, Doctor Strange's magnificent magical powers would have just looked silly. So let's take a look at some of the VFX in Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness to find out just what they did to make it look so awesome. In order to create the ruined worlds, Digital Domain began by designing two separate realities. One was based on the New York City that we all know, and the other was based on a Victoria-inspired version of New York. Next, their artists added assets to match each world, including buildings, landmarks, and even the director Sam Raimi's own 1973 Oldsmobile Delta 88. In fact, this car has appeared in all of Sam Raimi's movies. And in this movie it appears twice, once in this ruined world scene, and once as a monster truck when Wanda meets her kids again. The VFX team also had to recreate physical sets digitally to bring collisions down to the street level, to add set extensions, and the Cloak of Levitation. The apple orchard scene was actually filmed on a real farm in England, but due to rescheduling because of COVID, the trees weren't actually in bloom when they came to film there. So the practical effects team had to tediously tie thousands of fake blossoms to the trees, and thousands more were added later digitally. What a job. The transformation sequence begins with an effect similar to the Hex Wall magic effect that appears in WandaVision, but with a more powerful, corrupt and chaotic feel to it. The plates for the sequence after the transformation was complete were shot on a blue screen soundstage with a few physical props that were then digitally enhanced later. For the Kamar Taj battle, Wanda steps into a trap where mirrors and reflections become a prison. For this effect, Digital Domain decided to create a smaller, more compact version of the mirror dimension that was introduced in the first film. For the live-action components of the scene, several versions of Wanda reacting in different ways were shot on a green screen soundstage. Digi-doubles were also created to push through the mirrors and reflections. When Wanda fires the Hex Bolt, the mirror shatters and creates these shards that were generated in Houdini. Trickster provided 80 VFX shots over a 4-month period, and the majority of work was on the Dreamwalk scene. Trickster created digital ceilings, the Mont Wondagore spirits, and CG candles and candlelight. On the practical set, a stand-in Doctor Strange attached to wires was jerked about like an unwanted floppy ragdoll to give the body convincing weight and motion. Christine ends up using the brazier of Bomb Goliath, which produces a massive ball of fire. The live-action version of this was basically just a big LED torch, and Trickster had to turn its white light into a fiery amber and enhance the mouth of the brazier for lighting interaction. But perhaps the most complicated thing they had to achieve was to make us believe that America Travis's star-shaped portals were real, that there really was a zombie Doctor Strange, that the Cloak of Levitation could magically fly, could express its own personality, that it was actually made from real cloth, and perhaps hardest of all, that people would forget that the VFX were there at all. Now, if you're looking to quickly enhance your projects with some VFX but don't really have the time to go creating them all yourself, then let me introduce you to Action Effects, whose library of drag and drop effects can help take your project to the next level in a very easy way. Whether it's gun muzzle flashes, smoke and debris, explosions, they've got pretty much everything. So if you're interested, click the link in our video description and grab yourself some of these awesome VFX that'll take your project to the next level.